Good evening, Flosstube. My name is Mandy. Welcome to my channel, all about cross stitch. So glad you pressed play and are here to join me. Today is Friday, November 4th. I think it's been 2 weeks since my last video. I remember filming on a Thursday. I'm pretty sure that was just 2 weeks ago. But I've got some great stuff to share today. And the biggest thing to share today is all the Happy Mail. I cannot believe what all I've got to share. Huge appreciation to those that have sent me things. I'm gonna share. My heart is just overflowing with gratitude for the things that I have received. So yeah, it's been a good couple of weeks. Great stitching time. Funny thing is I've really gotten into some diamond painting lately, and so I've been spending my breaks and lunches working on my diamond painting. I'm not going to share it today. It's over on the table. It's kind of big. So, which is funny that kind of one of the reasons why I didn't want to get into diamond painting is that I didn't want, you know, these giant pieces, because like, what am I going to do with all of these? One of the first kits I mean, I've finished some smaller ones, but you know, one of the first kits that I'm getting is a big one. But hey, it's been fun, really been enjoyable to work on. And because of working on that, I've also gotten into audiobooks, which is kind of cool. I've tried them years ago. It wasn't my thing. But I do remember distinctly trying an audiobook one day. I remember it being like a Saturday shift. I picked up some overtime, and so I was working on a Saturday, and I thought, hey, you know, quiet day, I don't have to worry about phones. Let's try to listen to an audiobook. Yeah. Listening to an audiobook and trying to read the work that I do, they really didn't go together. But sitting and placing little gems onto a canvas, I'm not even having to count like I do with cross stitching. I'm getting into it. There's even been a couple of times where I've sat and let the book play while I'm working on my stitching. So yeah, that's been great. I decided to give the, I mean, everyone's read it by now, I'm sure, Court of Thorn and Roses. Is that right? That series, I know it's an older one, but I found this really cool through my the Hoopla app. So through the library, they've got a graphic audio. Never heard of such a thing, but it's really cool that it's got like sound effects and you know, more than just a narrator sitting there reading. So it's multiple voices, both male and female, and you know, like I said, the sound effects. So you know, kind of think of hearing a fireplace crackling, you know, in the bedroom type of thing. I can think of that being particular scene or whatever. So just really cool way to be able to kind of bring that story to life. I'm not huge into fantasy, but I figured I was trying to find something that would, you know, kind of keep me involved in the story while also working on a project. And so I decided to give that a go. So I finished the first book. It was split into 2 parts. And so then now I'm into the second one, whatever it's called. I don't even remember. I'm sure you all know by now. So yeah, that's kind of all. That's quick wrap up, I guess, about what's going on here. Not a whole lot. We've got stitching to show though. Let's get into the stitching. So the first piece that I'm going to share is a start and a finish. It's a little, and I decided, yeah, I don't know where my mind was going for that statement. The little piece that I stitched is a freebie from Wild Violet Cross Stitch. It is from one of her newsletters. So if you didn't know, sign up with Wild Violet newsletters and she sends out freebies. And so the one I decided to stitch is from there. So this is Moonlit Cat. And of course we had to stitch it in black. This pattern was charted to just be a monochromatic stitch, but it was very easy to be able to pick out a couple of colors. So very cute. I stitched this on a piece of 16 plus 16 count, picture this plus, in Storm. It's the piece that I used for my haunted house. So this is going to be a great addition for my stitching journal, if I will ever actually take some time to finish some pages. So the threads that I used for this is from FanGirl Fibers. She had a Halloween box that was, I don't remember the actual name of it, of the box. It was a like dark Alice in Wonderland theme. So it came with a bunch of silk flosses and a needle minder. So this is going to be a little mix of haul, just because easier to kind of show everything while I'm talking about it. So a little needle minder. Do you suppose she's a wildflower? So that's cute. Wooden. And then it came with all kinds of pretty flosses. So what I stitched Moonlit Cat in is Chasing Rabbits. So a dark, it's black, gray, variegated. Very pretty. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for press and play. I hope you like what you see. I have a black cat. Most of my videos, you're going to see me sitting on my couch, and my cat likes to run across the back of the couch. So if I film there, you'll see her run across there. She, in fact, is currently sitting on the back of said couch. But I decided to sit on the floor today. I've got a lot of stuff, so it's going to be easier just to kind of spread out a little bit. So if she comes over here, I'll try to grab her so that you guys can meet. Her name is Stitches, so she's such a little gem. And I know she is a fan favorite. So we had to stitch the cat in black. And then the border and the moon and stars is in Imagination is the Only Weapon. And it is purple. And like almost kind of like where the dye didn't fully take to the floss type of thing. So it's variegated because of like little specks of gray. Not mad about it at all. I like how it turned out. So then the rest of the colors, we'll just go ahead and show them here real quick. We've got My Reality is Different. The label is super small. I mean, the label itself is big, but the sticker is really small. So trying to focus on reading that. I've got newer glasses, and so I'm, you know, not usually that hard to read things, but that is small writing. So like I said, My Reality is Different. So that's another more of a gray, variegated. I really like this one. Curiouser and Curiouser, however you say that word. So greens, really pretty. So this was like it was shipped Advent style, so that starting on October 19th through the end of the month, you would open one floss a day. Yeah, Michelle Stitch, wow, I cannot talk today. Michelle Garrett, Bendy Stitches. I was on a Zoom call with her for her like Patreon YouTube member Zoom, and yeah, we didn't have any chill and we decided to open it together. I was planning on doing the Advent thing, but she started talking about it. It's like, yeah, what the hell, let's go ahead and dive in. So this one is Down the Rabbit Hole, and it's a lighter gray than the previous one that I shared. So more neutral. We're All Mad Here. And I love this color. So definitely stronger purple, or a different shade of purple, I guess, than the one that I stitched with. Curious Dream. So it looks really similar to the black that I shared, maybe a little bit more gray. It seems like one of them had kind of a tinge of purple to it, if you look at it in the right light, but I don't know. They kind of look the same. Top one is the one that I used for Moonlit Cat. They look similar, but hey, they're pretty. Really like this one. Go Ask Alice. And that is blue. Love it. Wonderland. So pinks, and again with that kind of speckled, where it kind of looks like the dye just didn't quite take, but in a very pretty way. I really like this one. Off with the red. So definitely a magenta. I don't think. Another gray. And Different Person Then. It's actually looking a little deeper than what it looks. I guess that's really good, true to color what it looks like, because that looks a little more orangey. So that is the silk flosses. So I don't know if you're hearing any kind of like noise coming from, I've actually got my pad like right there. I don't know if that's picking up at all. I've got my patio door open. It is November 4th. I live in Michigan and I have my patio door open. I'm loving it. We have had the best weather this past week or so, and not even a week, just the past few days. Let's see, today's Friday, so I want to say it was Wednesday afternoon. I took a bag of trash out to the dumpster and I couldn't believe how nice it was. I came inside, quickly turned the thermostat off, not that it was running anyways, and opened the door, and it's been like that since then. Daytime, I want to say Wednesday was pretty much the warmest of the days. Today has been cool and windy, but it feels amazing to have the door open, and to be November and I've got the door open, it's been great. Not mad about it at all, because I know what is to come. If you're from Midwest, Northern Midwest, you know what I mean. Alrighty. Pulling up pictures of my iPad. The first project that I'm going to share that I worked on, so I've got what? Wow, the rest is going to be full coverage. I think, right? Yes? Nope. Almost. One was hiding. There's been a lot of days where I picked up a project and I didn't put it down. And so I worked on it a couple, like 3 or 4 days in a row type of thing. I am very much a stitch what you want when you want. Sweewee life. I know there's a hashtag Sweewee. So stitch what you want when you want. I don't necessarily stick to a schedule. I definitely stitch on what calls to me. And last a little bit, it has definitely been sticking with the same project for multiple days in a row. Excuse me. First project that I'm going to share is Mini Sea Opal. Artwork is by Elizabeth Welker, I think it is. Charted by Heaven and Earth. I am stitching this for my mom. It is a project she knows about, but it will be hung in her wall, or on one of her walls when it's done. It is definitely her kind of colors. She is very into the greens and the teals and the blues. But I am most definitely enjoying every single stitch on this piece. And I think I hit I don't remember now. Last time I shared, I might have already hit the 5,000 mark on this. I don't remember. But oh my gosh, is this looking amazing. So since I picked it up last, I have really been focusing just kind of mainly in this area. So this is all stitch right here. All of this is filled in. There's a couple of stragglers there, but otherwise, like that whole thing, it's all various shades of white. Like the very middle few stitches are B5200, and then like 3865, getting into those lighter blues, and then, as it goes out. So I'm loving this piece. I was trying to think if I had finished a page on this, but I have not yet finished a page. Heaven and Earth, like the regular size patterns, have a lot of stitches to those pages, so I've not yet finished a page on this, but I'm loving it. So all of my full coverage pieces are 16 count white Aida, 2 strands, full cross. I love it. I'll show the back. I carry some, but not, I don't know. That's just active thread there, but. So, because of Pattern Keeper, which I love the program, I definitely, obviously you can see that I don't stick in the, 10 by 10 blocks or anything of that nature. I am really big into selecting a color and stitching as far as I can go with it. So not a whole lot white space here, but like I'm not gonna put stitches in over here. I'm not gonna count to try to get over there. But the reason why like we've got stitches all the way down here is because of just following Pattern Keeper and being able to, I've got needle on the thread already, so I might as well keep going. So I'm definitely working into, like bulk of page 1, working into page 2, and then whatever is below page 1. I really don't pay attention to page numbers, especially with Pattern Keeper. There is a way that you can actually turn off the line markings to indicate where your pages are at, and I kind of ignore that anyways, just because I'm going to stitch wherever I can within the Q-snap, and so it's kind of easy to just follow those stitches as they go along. I got this cough within, I don't know, it's been a couple weeks now it seems, and I never got a head cold or, you know, anything else. It literally has just been a tickle. It has been so annoying. So excuse me if I have to cough. All right, so the next piece, I know there's going to be at least one person, if not more, that are really going to want to see the updates on this. I know of a couple of commenters that absolutely love seeing this every time. So, Mini Dark Goddess. Artwork is by Carol Cavalaris, charted by Heaven and Earth. Mini version, I don't know if I said that. And again, I definitely got into working on this multiple days in a row. And here we go. So shadow, if you're stitching and, you know, not looking up, you may want to look up. So I've still got it in the Q-snap because I'll go back to it at some point. I've got the first row of pages completely done and moving down the next row of pages. So I have no clue what page number this is, but oh, and then I turn it off. I'm not gonna be able to hold both at the same time. Basically, I'm working right over in here with this, now working on that one, flower leaf right there, flower petal. So, love the colors on this one as well. So, I need to get back to it. There are so many projects that are calling me. Like I was getting stuff together and I saw a picture for the cottage, what is that one called? Serenity Lane is calling to me just from seeing a picture. I haven't worked on it in a while, so. I just realized I don't think I have a picture for this piece. So bear with me while I get it pulled up. We're not editing. Maybe one of these days, if I can actually have a device that isn't chocked full of everything, I'll get back to being able to stitch again. Not stitch, I stitch every day. Edit. Because of when I have tried editing, after spending, you know, an hour, it's not even an hour of editing, it's after spending the time doing the editing, I get to a point where I'm trying to save the file. I have used iMovie. It has gotten to the point where my device is full and it's not able to save. So then I'll spend an hour deleting things, moving things, trying to, you know, clear up whatever, and just to be able to try to get that file to save. So sometimes it's just easier to sit here and chit chat while I pull something up on my iPad and hold that up for you. So this is, next piece that I'm stitching is a gift for a friend. I really need to get to stitching on this, so this needs to start calling me one of these days. The funny thing, in my last video, I know I said that I need to make this like a daily stitch. Have I done that yet? So this is from an Etsy shop called CrossStitchWithArt. It is currently 70% off, so it is on sale for $1.82 if you are interested. Cool pattern. The cool shop, I should say. There's lots of really cool patterns, lots of snarky, fun stuff. No, I don't even know what it's called. Funny cross stitch? Squirrels at a rave? Like, the description of it is really long. So when I noted down, I just noted as squirrels. I don't have ducks. I can't read it backwards. I don't have ducks or a row. I have squirrels, and they're at a rave. So that what's the word? Juxtaposition of, you know, pretty flowers with the snarky. And here we're at. So since you saw it last, I remember having worked on this yellow flower. So yeah, pretty much just I'm working into the wreaths. The whole words are done, so now I just gotta finish up all of the flowers going around. So I mean, it's gonna meet back around at the, you know, it's a circle. So I got a little ways to go. It's easy stitching. It's been fun. There was one day, I want to say that I worked on this like 2 days in a row because I had picked it up. I want to say it was for like that Zoom meeting, and I couldn't put it down. So I remember stitching on it all that day and like the next day, and then, you know, squirrels. I got distracted. I cracked myself up. I worked overtime this week, and today just kind of like dragged, and so I was so ready for 5 o'clock to come so I could punch out. It is currently 6 o'clock. So if I'm a little loopy, it's because I'm tired of working. So it's the weekend now, but squirrels. So this has been fun. Definitely enjoy it. It's gonna be a fun stitch to give. Next piece, if I can get the iPad to work. I don't remember now if I remember sharing this piece last week. Well, it'd been 2 weeks ago, my last video, but I don't remember if I was at the milestone that I'm at now or if I'd reached that afterwards. But we are looking at Dragonfly Clock from, the artwork is, I want to say it's Marine Loup from Painefree Crafts. I love this design. It is so cool. And here we go. So what I was trying to figure out my milestone, if I had reached last time or not, is the first page is officially done. This chart, with it being charted by Painefree Crafts instead of Heaven and Earth, like the number of stitches on a single page is a lot less than what Heaven and Earth packs into, meaning the symbols are a little bit bigger. It's not quite so big, but again, because of Pattern Keeper, I've been working across multiple pages, but I did officially get that first page completed, like all filled in. There's no ninja stitches there. So I remember last time I was working on it, I was working and filling in the last of, so I'm pretty sure this is a page finish since I shared it last. But the joys of Pattern Keeper, when I was working in this leaf, because it was so confetti heavy, I was technically working across 4 pages. Like the, you know, the page, corners was somewhere up in here. So I was, you know, working across 4 pages. Again, because of Pattern Keeper, it makes this confetti life so much easier, where I can be able to pick a symbol and just stitch as much as I can. So so definitely a lot of background there. I cannot wait to start getting into this flower that's gonna start, but I definitely need to get more of this background completed, because I know that once I get on that flower, it's going to be just amazing to get into, and the colors are going to be incredible. And so I'm trying not to dive into that when I've got so much, you know, just the creams and the beiges and the browns and some very, very pale greens. So, but it's looking amazing. I love it, and I can't wait to get down into that dragonfly. So last project that I worked on, I want to say it's actually what I was working on closer to the last video. But the last one I'm going to share today. Midnight Messenger. Artwork is by Stokes, charted by Heaven and Earth. I love this piece. Love, love, love this one. And there we go. I really don't remember where I was at last time. And I really think I only worked on this maybe one more time after. But I really was working on, like, that's completely into the corner. I don't think I was fully there yet. So that's the upper right hand corner of the whole piece, and really just working on filling that in. So, and especially now that I have Pattern Keeper, more so than beforehand, what I really like doing is picking out a symbol and working not just as far as I can go, but like across the whole area. So if I've got stitches down here and up here, I tend to I guess you could say it's pretty much color completing by page. Maybe not so much, but the one downside to the tablet that I bought for Pattern Keeper, that if I could do it again, or if money allowed, I would get a bigger screen size. The tablet that I bought for Pattern Keeper, because I'm normally a, iPad girl, I have an iPhone, that I love this size screen. Where's my lock? I love this size screen, but I guess what funds allowed, stock allowed, in terms of options, inventory, to get a Samsung or something non-Apple was like a 6-inch screen. So if you're in the market and you want to be trying Pattern Keeper, but you got to get a non-Apple product, my suggestion, make sure you go a bigger screen if your funds allow for it. I know I could have gotten a Kindle that would be this size, but honestly, I did not want the headache of trying to download the Google Play Store to then be able to download Pattern Keeper. I just wanted to be able to go straight to being able to have that. So, but I love Pattern Keeper, and it's funny that I held out for so long because I couldn't stitch without it. Ow, I just bumped my lip. In fact, that Squirrels pattern, so again, that Etsy shop is CrossStitchWithArt. That's even Pattern Keeper compatible. I think I had to do something with the color palette, it seems, but otherwise it was a very easy fix. So it makes life easy just being able to work on that. Alrighty, so happy mail. First thing to share, I'm looking at a stack of stuff that I'm not going to share at the moment. But first thing that isn't part of the whole happy mail, but stash that I've obtained. A friend of the family ended up with their aunt's house estate after the aunt passed. The aunt was a cross stitcher, and so my sister ended up with all kinds of cross stitch stuff. So this person's stash, amazing, like, collection of stuff. Really old stuff though, honestly. Lots of really outdated at this point. Lots of like late 80s, mid 90s. There was even some like just cross stitch magazines in there, but definitely really outdated stuff. I did end up with, and I don't think it's handy, one issue of a just cross stitch ornament. You know, the whole, they have the holiday, the Christmas ornament edition from like the mid 90s that I thought was really, so I did end up getting that. If anybody is in, or knows, if anybody is looking for the Precious Moments booklets, that I am going to reach for. If you know of anybody who's wanting a bunch of these, because I know they are out of print, and didn't Pat just recently pass? Because isn't this Pat from like Pat's Favorite Needles or something? So it seems like these are really, I thought like people wanted them. I've got a whole bunch of them. I don't want them, but I wouldn't mind selling them. I'm not looking for a big buck. I've got, you know, I could send lots. I've got a stack of these things. A lot of them look really new, even though they're outdated. The only thing about it is that they've got this label of, I guess her name was Donna. But they look brand new, so they are in near mint condition. So if anybody knows of anything, I did look on eBay. So it doesn't look like they're as out of print, like hardcore 180 to get a hold of as I thought. So I may eventually just sell them on eBay. I don't know. I don't know. But long story long here. What I ended up grabbing, if you've ever seen one of these, they're so cool. You know the one-a-day calendars? I mean, I've got one right here. This one's my snarky one. This one is hilarious. This thing has been having me in stitches all year long. I can do all things through spite, which strengthens me. This thing has had me in cracking up every day. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it. If you don't follow me on Instagram, StitchingBee82. I usually share those in my stories. So you know, like those one-a-day calendars like that, they had a cross-stitch version. They're so cool. This is actually the second one that I have. The first one I remember getting in a at a yard sale, but it's so cool. So each day there is a chart. So lots of smalls. And so what it is basically like, well, so it looks like Monday. So Monday through Saturday is charts, and then like Sunday, or maybe there's just an additional page here, is the key. Yeah, so Saturday, Sunday is the key, the color key for each of the charts. Symbols, all that kind of stuff. But what it is each day has a chart. So cool. Bloom where you're planted. I love that one. I mean, there's a cat. I know there was a dog. So like, that's the wrong way to do that. I'm gonna do this without showing charts. Wrong way. So every day, so I looked online and it doesn't look like they're made anymore, but I did see them being sold on Etsy. It even came with, at the time, a DMC color chart. So really cool way to do some smalls if you ever need something small. What I was really going through here looking at, when I just kind of flipping through, Laura, Stitching by the Shore, is getting into doing ATCs, so artist trading cards that are, what did she say, 2.5 by 3.5 inch pieces. So I could easily stitch like one of those flowers on a little card. So I just thought that was really cool. Had to share. This video is gonna be a little on the long side. So I hope you're enjoying your stitching time. Okay, now for the happy mail. This week, like every day, I shouldn't say every day, there's been multiple days that I've gotten mail that has had best stuff in it. So the first thing to share, I won a giveaway from Christine, Stitch All the Things. She had received a big box of stuff from, don't tell me, Fat Quarter Shop. And so I won the little floss bitties. They're Halloween. So floss drops. So very cool. Thank you so much to her. Just get them out. You don't have anywhere to be, do you? So we've got a Halloween with a bat and moon. So it looks like you can use them as bobbins or floss drops, like I've got my silks. And then one side has Fat Quarter Shop glue on it. But they're plastic. These are nice. I've never seen these before. Spiderweb. We've got a pumpkin and a really cool tree. So, I don't know, I guess it would probably take some, I could get some office supply stickers of some sort to label them with. But yeah, very cool. So that was a giveaway that I received. I got the, oh, I know what it was. I was going through my Gmail one day that I saw that I had an email from Christine Slaughter. It's like, I know that name. Why do I have an email from her? And so then I was just realized that it was the tracking information. So then like I quickly went over and started watching her video to find out what I won. So it was pretty cool. Okay, next piece of Happy Mail. I had shared in some haul video that I had bought a couple weeks, well, it's been a couple of videos ago now. I purchased Bendy Stitches, Odd World. Love this piece. I had mentioned that Michelle had released this previously in a box that had these specialty threads on it. It wasn't this particular version, but she released it in a box that had, it was in a journal box. So she had stitched it small enough to fit on, you know, the Stitchy Journal fancy book. And that version had these beautiful colors on it. And so I remember having commented how much I loved those colors and that I'd probably just end up going through my overdyed flosses or something, see if I could find something. In particularly, I remember there's being this really pretty pink. A very, very gracious friend, so sweet, I couldn't believe it. Erin 2 Martini had commented, I've got the almond M&Ms. I'd be more than happy, flosses, I'd be more than happy to send them to you. I'm not, or, you know, I'm not going to stitch again. And what came, because she had bought that journal, and the skeins were way more than enough than what she needed to stitch it. She had already stitched it, and so she was passing on the almond M&M silk flosses. They're beautiful. Look at these. So it was this pink that I remembered. Let's see what the name of it is. Talk about small. Flamingo. And these are so soft, even softer than those FanGirl that I shared. But these are incredible. So thank you so much to Erin for sharing these. So gracious of her to forward her stash on to me. I cannot wait to stitch that. And so in the package from Erin, she sent me a card. And this is an Ink Circles card. So I know that if you are part of Tracy Horner's, the designer of Ink Circles, her Patreon, you get gifts from her every so often. And because I remember I had received one, I was a patron of hers for a while, that she doesn't, when she sends you the gift, she doesn't write anything in the card so that you can reuse them. So I would guess this is probably one of those. But then Erin also included a sticker, mandala. So also, I know that's part of Tracy's artwork. Erin's graciousness didn't stop there though. She also passed on Michelle Bendy's love pattern. So this is Michelle's very first pattern that she designed. So, and Erin commented that these colors would stitch up well with that too. So may end up having to do that. So thank you, Erin, so much for passing the stash. That is so very sweet of you. Really appreciate it. The next Happy Mail, like I said, it has been a Happy Mail week. Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie does, wow, words. Jessie Marie does stuff. From one of her videos, gosh, it was, I think it was, might have been back in the spring or so, she was giving away a Year in the Woods pattern that she had finished stitching it, and so she was passing the chart on. And it hadn't come in the mail. Not the end of the world. I haven't bought it or anything. I hadn't seen it, but you know, I kind of chalked it up to lost in the mail. Things happen. or, you know, life gets in the way. Things happen. Not the end of the world. She contacted me apologizing for not having sent it out yet, but that she had it ready to go. So I got the fax. Can't wait to stitch that. But that she also wanted to make up for her, you know, life getting busy and not getting out to me. I couldn't believe this. She didn't even have to do this. But she offered to also send me a project bag. She had some bags available that, and I don't remember who she said made this. She had received them that she could use for WhipGo, her own like WhipGo prizes, rewards, I guess is the word for it, or, you know, pass on, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, awesome, that's great. I will definitely pick one of those out. So here's the bag that I picked out, and you can already see how sparkly that is. So very, very pretty. Love those ornaments. And that's the bag. And so, like I said, that is definitely glittery. So thank you so much to Jessie for that. Here was the card. Very pretty. So in her message, she had also said that to make up for her getting behind, she also wanted to send me a gift card. I said, you do not need to send me an online gift, you know, for an ONS. I said, you don't need to do that. I've got plenty. But I would graciously take the bag. Very much appreciate it. Jessie, you did not have to. She gave me a gift card as well. I already messaged her, thanked her. I know she's at a retreat this weekend, so whenever she watches this, if she does, thank you, Jessie. Just from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Very, very gracious of you. Generous was the word that I was meaning. Very generous of you. You did not have to do all of that. I understand that life is busy. You know, things happen. It was not the end of the world, but thank you. Bottom of my heart for that. I will definitely get some goodies from there. We're already 40 minutes into this, but I do have a very little bit of haul. We'll show this quick. This was September. No, what month are we in now? We're in November. So this was the October fabric of the month. So this would have been from the color club. So I'm in the like every other. So some months are the neutrals, some months are the bright colors. So if you're in the color of the month club and you don't want to see, I think I might have just flashed it. I'm sorry. You may want to look away because I did just get this the other day. But color is whimsical. Laura, this has got your name on it. Stitching by the Shore, Laura. Gorgeous, gorgeous blue. Very pretty color. Thought of her as soon as I saw that. So then, last little bit of haul, I got a chance to go to Stitches and Things again last weekend. My mom, who got me into stitching, she had put it aside for a while, just I guess her stitching bug had disappeared on her for a little while. But again, back to that estate sales, or not sale, but the estate stash that we were going through, she found some patterns in there that she wanted to stitch, and she decided she wanted to go and get the supplies for it so she can start stitching. So I think she's been stitching this week. So she wanted to go down there to be able to pick out fabric. It was going to be easier just to be able to pick out something in person. So went down to Fenton. Great day with her. And so I had to do a little bit of shopping, even though I had just been there not that long ago. How do you go to a cross stitch shop and not shop, right? I got another, I'm obsessed with this. Did you see the deer? I'm sure it's been out for a couple weeks by now at this point, but Year in the Woods, the deer that finished out this pattern, it's beautiful. So this is the beaver. I'm looking at flosses. I'm like, I thought I bought flosses for it. I did. I'm used to putting them in here and I didn't. So because I was in the shop, I was able to find a floss that would be a good fit for it. And that's gonna be perfect for. Classic Colorworks brown sugar. So I got that, and then you can't go into that floss room and not go through the flosses. I gotta get this put into the pattern that I bought it for, the raccoon. Again, you're in the woods. I picked because there's some colors that, you know, it's a mix of, what is it, weeks and DMC. So rather than going with called for, I went with, it was an easy way to be able to grab what was called for and go to the other brands and pick out something that's, these are just so much softer than, anyways. But I went with Highland Heather. And again, this is for the raccoon. So I have the pattern, it's in my stash somewhere, so that's gonna go into there. And then I got another toasted barley. What did I get this for? Michelle Bendy's the morning sampler, Rolodex morning. I'm trying to get the flosses for this. I'm itching for a new start, and if I've got enough of the flosses, I think I may be starting that one really soon, because that one's been calling to me. A new start in general has been calling for some reason, and I've been wanting to start one that for a while too. When you shop at Stitches and Things in Fenton, they always, either online or in shop, they always throw in freebies. So shop freebies, we got an October House Autumn Hill and a hands-on design autumn. And then there's some like really old sample, like I don't even have the details of what this one is, but this would be a good monochromatic, we're just gonna hold it back here, sampler. It says quiet please, cross stitcher at work. Like it has 2010 right in here, so easy to fix that, especially since, you know, the 2's are already there. That would be a really fun piece to be able to do monochromatic, especially, you know, like these Quaker designs and such. So okay, 47 minutes. Wow, this has been one of my longer videos in a little while, it seems. I think I've been a chatty one today. Stitches is asleep on the back of the couch. I can't even see her eyeballs from here. Stitches, come here. She opened her eyes, but she's not coming over here. So I guess we're not gonna have a Stitches sighting here today. Stitches the cat, I should say, because I showed lots of cross stitch. Follow me on Instagram. You'll be able to see videos and pictures over there. She's so fun. I just love her to pieces. So I think that's about it for me. I've mentioned earlier, you know, kind of being the stitch what you want when you want mood. So I don't know what's calling to me tonight. That Serenity Lane's calling me. Twisted Band Sampler's calling me. The Bald Eagle, You're in the Woods is calling me. I don't know. But I'm definitely ready to get off of this floor and go stitch. So, no plans. I don't know what I want to do. Personally, things are going well here. No complaints. I mentioned already that I've been working some overtime. I did not sign up for any overtime next week. I'm looking for a little bit of a break on that. I haven't been working a ton. It's just been 1 extra hour 4 days a week. But it definitely adds up. You know, when I'm sitting here longer days. If you're new here, I work from home. This is my work desk. I am absolutely loving this work from home life. So many reasons, but like I mentioned earlier, getting into diamond painting, I just leave my painting on my kitchen table, and so I get a 30-minute break that I can either like split into 2 15 minutes or just 1 30 minutes, and then my paid or you know, my lunch time. Not paid. I get a lunch hour, 1 hour. And so there's been like pretty much every day this week I have set a timer for either my break or my lunch and moved over and just sat and worked on that project. Definitely need the timer because I can get distracted. A lot of days I'll actually tend to go crawl into bed and go nap. again, setting that timer. But I've really been getting involved into working on that painting. In fact, I just posted a picture of that on my stories. Of course, that's not going to stay very long. It's a black cat because that's what I do. I love the black cats. And so, yeah, it's just been really great time to be able to spend working on that rather than actually napping like I usually do. So, and then it's cool to be getting into audiobooks. So if you know of good stuff that's available through the Hoopla app, let me know. I mean, I've got lots of actual physical books. I haven't been reading, but at least I can listen to a book. So I'm open to recommendations though. For now, we gotta call this quits. I've rambled enough. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are getting lots of stitching time in. And yeah. One of these days I am going to get back into comments, replying to comments. Thank you so much for taking the time to give comments. I really appreciate it. And I really want to apologize for not replying in a timely manner. I read every single comment that comes through, and it is, you know, it's so great to be able to see, you know, to get your thoughts on things and, you know, seeing what you have to say. I love reading the comments. I'm just horrible about replying, so I apologize for that. But thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it. So again, hope you're doing well. Keep stitching. We'll see you again next time. Take care. It's not stopping.